to Geordie Journos at St James's Park. I love being back here.
I know, it's nice to actually look at that pitch. Tomorrow night, Champions League football is back.
It just feels a different... when I'm here, the air feels different. Like, it's just this is home.
The night before the big game. I love the Champions League because I know just something quite special about it. It's a special competition, but
it is.
To see it, beautiful.
I mentioned the other day, because they're doing rubbish in the league at the minute, it felt like putting over your wallpaper's falling off the walls, you put your Christmas decorations up. I think when you're here, the stillness feels like the night before Christmas, doesn't it? Where the Champions League come and it's just like, ooh, where's Santa? I don't know.
You still get that feel as well, because obviously last time Newcastle in the Champions League, even Barcelona this year, had all these historic teams, AC Milan. No disrespect to Benfica, I mean they are a historic team in their own right, but even having AC Milan tomorrow, Benfica tomorrow, you've still got that special feel.
Oh, a massive football club, if not one of the European biggies now, but they're a massive football club.
Yeah.
And we're coming to you here right now in between press conferences, just to give a little bit of context to you guys out there. We've had Eddie Howe and Nick Pope already. Jose Mourinho to come. It looks like it might be a bit later by the sounds of it. That's the rumour about the place is delayed flight, etc. So we're just going to get this out, because otherwise you'll not see us till when you've probably already gone to bed. So we thought, let's get this video out, let's have a bit crack and get on with it.
If Jose says anything monumental, we'll be sure to cover
We'll do
it,
another one, and you'll get a bit more Geordie Journos. But if you say it now, then you'll get out. Right, so first half of the show, we're going to just preview the game, what we've learned from Eddie Howe, etc. And then we'll have a few words from our sponsors. Then the second half is what we really want to get with teeth into. And it's what I see as the biggest controversy of the Champions League week. We'll come on to that in the second half of the show. Right, I'll come to you first, Dom. Did you learn anything from Eddie Howe? There was a Sandro Tonali update now, wasn't there?
Yeah, that was a bit of a sort of, I'll say bombshell, but that's what we were talking about.
Jordan would say it was a bombshell.
Well, he didn't train this morning with the first team, which, I mean, Sandro Tonali's barely trained this month for Newcastle United. He's had away on international duty. He only got back on Friday. 1 day's training, starts the Brighton game, last 70 minutes. Had a knock on international duty, a knock against Nottingham Forest, but when he missed training this morning, you sort of think, oh, was it a bit of that? No, illness. That's what Eddie Howe said. Yes, he's got a bug. So, touch and go.
Let him have a day off. Will he be alright?
Eddie Howe said...
the game off, or let him have the day off?
A day off.
Right, okay.
Eddie Howe said he'd use all the hours they can to try and get him fit, because he's such an important player. But even if he was sort of past fit, how fit will he be?
I'm not really worried if Miley plays. I think he looks ready for a run in the team. Now, I'm not saying he's anything like Sandro Tonali, but I feel ready for a Miley run. I think he's earned his right to get a little run. I thought he was transformative, him and Jacob Murphy in the game at the weekend. I want to see both of those players start this week. So, look, it's not the player you would pick for him to replace in Tonali, but I think he can play that position. It's his strongest position, in my opinion. And speaking to Eddie Howe, he thinks it's his strongest position as well. So it would be no issue for me seeing Lewis Miley in the centre and the heart of that midfield tomorrow. I think it's a great opportunity at the highest level.
Yeah,
I would say I would have brought Lewis Miley in regardless.
For Joe Linton, maybe.
Joe Linton would have been my pick.
That's what I mean. It wasn't ideal, but yeah.
I still have a feeling Tonali will play, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just one of them where you can't really afford to be without him. Especially on the biggest stage. Barcelona was a hard graft in terms of midfield, but he was excellent against Union SG. So I think you need him in there, and I think if he's fit, or even half fit, I think they'll probably put him in, you know.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jacob Ramsey in the team if we're talking about Joe Linton potentially missing out. Not that there's any confirmed fitness concern with him, but I think Jacob Ramsey, he comes in from the cold against Brighton. He doesn't really do an awful lot, in my opinion. Eddie Howe thought he played well along with Lewis Miley, but I think Jacob Ramsey more naturally on that left side of the midfield three is a player I'd like to see come in, because I think he can make a positive impact.
The only thing is with this bug, does it spread?
Might not be one of those bugs.
Yeah.
I don't know, do I really? It was ill. Did he say bug or illness?
He said illness. Yeah, illness. But it was
illness can be a sniffle, can't it?
Can be anything.
But it was our colleague Craig Hope up there who mentioned the bug. So
did he? Is that where I'm?
Yeah, that's where I've got my knowledge from.
Okay.
Never mind, Eddie Howe. Craig Hope,
friend of the channel. Craig Hope, he's up there recording. So our viewers are his viewers. I think you might be able to sort of hear him shouting a bit up there, and he's getting passionate. It's what we like to see on our YouTube channels.
Yeah, Tonali out. Only 3 others in terms of injuries.
Not new there though.
Yeah, Jamal Lascelles ineligible. Jamal Lascelles big blow.
I think it's a big disappointment not having Mark Gillespie around for this game.
He'll still be around.
He'll be around. He'll be picking the cones up and catching a few balls.
Harrison Ash being obviously injured. He can't be involved. He's also left out the Champions League squad, and John Ruddy as well. So sorry, this is silly.
Who
this
even cares?
Silly, I know, sorry.
Let's bring it back because we also spoke to Nick Pope as well. Who there was a bit to talk about with Nick Pope regarding sort of his England ambitions, the World Cup, his form. Also his contract situation, which it was interesting to hear his perspective on the contract situation, which goes back to something we said in our Friday video, when Newcastle tend to keep contracts very tightly under wraps, and in this case 2 years under wraps.
Yeah.
I see. His answer was, somebody asked him, didn't they? I can't remember.
Lee Ryder.
Lee Ryder asked him, what do you think about your new contract or something? Well, what do you mean, the one I signed in 2023? So that's how long ago he actually... I think it was one of those. It wasn't a new contract. It was a clause within his old contract that he has decided to exercise.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
No problem at all with that. Anybody getting Nick has a twist about it. He's been excellent for Newcastle this season. Is he the goalkeeper that I think can take Newcastle United to the next level as a football team? Probably not. But has he been really good for Newcastle United this season? Yeah. Also correct.
Yeah, no, I think he's been a transformative signing. I think when he first joined, we were almost like, is he that much
transformative?
An upgrade?
Would you say?
I wouldn't say so.
I think from going from battling relegation to finishing the top 4.
Martin Dubravka displaced him though.
Yeah,
he was that transformative.
But I think how quick Newcastle progressed, I think a lot of that was down to Nick Pope.
He was a good signing.
But these first season, he was incredible.
He was incredible.
No, he was really good.
So he took the level of goalkeeping in terms of shot stopping to another level.
Rose the level.
And then maybe when Newcastle sort of progress as a team and they've want to play out from the back more, that's when Nick Pope's faults have maybe started showing. But I don't make me doubt that saying whatsoever. And to be fair, when Ramsdale's came in the season, he still kept him out of the team. How many clean sheets is it? 6 clean sheets. That's not to be frowned upon.
No, he's been good. Can't really fault it. Was there something else to talk about with him? He talked a little bit about his England ambitions, etc., and things, which was not really.
Yeah, he's been
for our viewers, is it?
Yeah, been in contact with Thomas Tuchel and Hilario regarding.
Is that the bloke who was at Chelsea?
Yeah.
Is that him?
Remember, I think he played. Didn't he play on a cup tie once, Hilario?
Yeah, I'm probably.
Sure, he played on the Carling Cup when.
Was it the Portuguese Tony Craig, wasn't he?
No, he was. I'm sure. I'm sure he played. Yeah,
I like that one, Tom.
Yeah, I do.
No, do you not play here when Drogba scored the free kick in the quarterfinals of the Cup?
Quite possibly, yeah.
I'm sure he was in goal, you know.
Yeah.
Or was he that? I get them mixed up.
I can't remember.
Carlos Cudicini as well.
He was good though.
Yeah.
He was
actually a good
keeper. He was a good
keeper.
keeper.
Went to Spurs as well. But yeah, Nick Pope spoke about him. Spoke about the goalkeeping changes. Aaron Ramsdale coming in as well. Again, it was one of those press conferences where you sort of just went, "That's nice. That's
it's
fine."
so soon after what happened at the weekend that I thought it was a bit dull.
Yeah,
being brutally honest. Yeah, just a bit like it's almost press conference fatigue. I would say, not that I go to them, I was just to watch. I played a watch and brief today, but yeah, it's just fatigue with it. There's only so much you can ask. There's only so much actually changed or happened.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be reflecting on another defeat. You're almost trying to throw it forward. Is there much to throw it forward? The only things I thought of was, can you play the key players 3 times in 1 week? Especially the aging ones, and especially the really tired ones. I think we're going to find that out tomorrow. I think he might make a few changes, being brutally honest. He might. We've talked about this off camera. Was it you saying you think he'll make the changes on Saturday?
Yes.
I think because of the last weekend's result, that is fraught with danger.
Well, it's quite interesting actually, because you go back to the when they lost to Arsenal and then had a Champions League game and then Nottingham Forest. We're almost looking at that as going, that's a must-win. That's 2 must-win games.
Same again.
This also feels like two must-wins.
They're all must-win. The Premier League is the priority to me, and it has to be the priority. It's the bread and butter, and they're failing in the Premier League this season. Narrowly, it can go either way, but we can talk about 1,000,001 problems at Newcastle United and where it stems from, and this, that, and the other, and what's wrong and what's right, and it all comes down to one thing: if you don't score goals, you don't win football matches. And Newcastle United are the third worst, second worst
in the Premier League.
The only
scorers
teams
in the
that have
Premier
scored less is Wolves and Forest, who are both in the bottom three, and
Right.
the only teams Newcastle have beat.
So there we go. That's rubbish.
Yeah,
It's not up to scratch. So that's why this always comes as like it's the flourish on the end. Like, this is meant to be a reward for all of that hard work, and it is a reward for all your hard work. But it's never felt like it. Like, Union felt good, and the two games I've really enjoyed watching Newcastle this season have been Bradford and Union. They haven't really sparked anything in me for the rest. Every single other game. Liverpool would be the only one where I walked away with a huge sense of pride in that game. In defeat, every other game, even the wins, I thought Forest was ropey. I thought Wolves was ropey. It wasn't great. Like,
They were hanging on against Wolves. I thought Forest second half, the control of that game, deserved to win.
They did, but until Bruno produced some magic, which is the kind of underlines the season. Without magic and set pieces,
Yeah.
I know they're huge parts of football, but without magic and set pieces, this team doesn't score goals. That's my takeaway from the first 8 Premier League games.
Yeah.
Unless they're scoring headers or penalties or blokes producing bits of magic like Bruno, or there's not many others, is there?
No.
Asula was the other goal scorer,
Yeah,
wasn't he,
that's
against
the thing.
Liverpool?
They've had 3 goal
and
scorers in the Premier
Baltimore,
League.
then they're not scoring goals. And look, hopefully that can change. I mean, they've got 5-2, 4 against. I mean, they don't look great like that Union, but you had to win the game, and they won the game well. And I really enjoyed being there and watching it. And I think they'll win tomorrow, and I think you make a few changes. I think Saturday is far too important to do the wholesale. I think tomorrow, as much as you want to win a Champions League game, tomorrow the changes have to come. It can't be Saturday.
But I mean, you're looking at I'm thinking about the back four, because I think the back four probably needs to rotate a little bit. How do you rotate that back
Well,
four?
I don't
think
think
you
you
two
can't.
centre-halves probably say the same.
That's what you can't rotate.
Yeah,
It's the rest of the team that you need to rotate.
Yeah. Which I think, are we going to talk about changes?
I think we should before that break.
Yeah, of course.
I think he only makes 2, you know.
Do you what? The Murphy and
Murphy and Miley come in for either Joe Linton or Tonali, depending on him, and then Elanga drops out for me.
I'm not against, and this is going to sound ridiculous to regular watchers, I'm not against Harvey Barnes coming in this week.
Oh, okay.
I'm not against
Well,
it.
last time we done a Champions League video, I mentioned that Harvey Barnes, and actually I had to just drop both of them.
Yeah, it was Gordon and Elanga,
Yeah.
out you go, and they
Yeah.
both put in a performance.
Whereas Barnes
Go on,
is
do it
actually-
again.
I think Barnes is coming.
Name two others and see if we can get
I
them.
think Barnes and Murphy should start on the wings.
I do too, actually.
Because Anthony Gordon again, we're just not quite seeing it with him yet. What will it take to see Anthony Gordon back to his best?
England Anthony Gordon and Newcastle United Anthony Gordon
Very
are
different.
not the same player.
No.
It just doesn't look like he has that sort of fire on his belly at the moment.
What I would say, even in caveat my own comment there, is he was playing against a bunch of League One plodders, like, realistically,
Yeah.
wasn't he? In Latvia. It's how let's be brutally honest about
But
it.
it was still
We
nice to see.
we could have performed in that game.
But he was that sort of ability to come inside, and it was a great finish as well. So
Yeah.
I know I understand the opposition, but it was like he had that sort of hunger to do that. I'm just not quite seeing that. It's like the coming inside. It's quite.
I think
half-baked.
his execution, I think, is awful at
Yeah.
the minute. And I'm certain once that execution comes, because it will, he's proven he can do it before, I do think there's a chance he goes on a canny run. I do think, I can see it happening, but just ain't happening at the minute, which is why I think, and I'll be the first to say I've been very critical of Harvey Barnes in the past, but I think on form, when you look at the two who's got the shirts now, if I was the two who haven't got the shirts, I'd be knocking on the manager's door saying, yeah, give me a chance, I'll perform better than them two, because it wouldn't take a lot.
Yeah, I think Jacob Murphy has a real case. He hasn't started in the Champions League so far, and statistically he's Newcastle's most creative player. He leads the way for assists, albeit only 2 in all competitions this season. But even when he's not assisting, Eddie Howe goes to almost his defensive at Anthony Elanga. Oh, well, he's put some good crosses in. How many good crosses has Jacob Murphy put in? A lot more than Anthony Elanga.
More in 20 minutes than Elanga has all season.
Exactly. More good balls as well, slipping players through. I think Jacob Murphy should be a banker to start on the right wing on Tuesday night. And look, I'd stick with Gordon just because statistically, again, his form in the Champions League, 3 goals in 2 games.
Yeah,
He'll be, I mean, scores tomorrow night. He's Newcastle's runaway second all-time leading goal scorer in this competition. So
Is he?
he's only 2 off
Jump
Alan
ahead-
Shearer.
Jump ahead of shoulder.
Yeah. And Tino.
Is it? I wouldn't have known in the competition. All right. You're the stat man.
I'll try to be.
Oh.
So
what you're making 2 changes. How many are you making?
I'm bringing Jacob Murphy in for Anthony Elanga, and I'd get Joe Linton out, and I'd put Jacob Ramsey in. The 2 Jacobs I'd put in.
Right.
And then Miley is purely dependent on Sandro Tonali, but I'd always start Tonali over Miley if both are indeed fit.
Yeah, I would prioritise bringing Miley in for Joe Linton.
I'm making 4 changes.
4 changes.
Right.
I'm doing the 2 wingers. They have to play the centre forward for me. I don't want to see Anthony Gordon back in that role, which I wouldn't rule out at some point again.
No.
But I'm not playing that. Not for me. If I'm choosing a team, I'll change the 2 wingers over, direct changes, and I'm bringing Ramsey in, and I'm bringing Miley in.
Who's the 2 dropping out midfield?
It depends on injuries, doesn't it?
Right.
If it's not,
if Tonali's fit, you still make 4 changes.
I would play. Actually, being brutally honest, I think there's a synergy between Bruno and Miley that I've seen in pre-season, and I thought it was a get there again, and I think the 2 of them play well together.
Yeah.
So I would, if Tonali's not 100% this week, I'll take him out and keep him right for Saturday, and I'll play Bruno, and I'll take Joe Linton now because I think he's been really bad this season. He doesn't deserve his place in the team, not when there's other players fit and available. So I put Ramsey in. So that's my 4 changes. I don't think you can change the back 4 as much as I really want to. They're just going to have to hang on.
Yeah, your Fiat right back, there's no disrespect to Kieran Trippier, but he is 35. It's like to play 3 games in a week's a lot, but you've got Croft there that can come in. Does he make that change tomorrow? I still think he is so Fulham.
I think Cher's a shout to come in as well if you're going to make a change, because I think one thing that Cher gets a bad rep because of his, he's lost. He wasn't quick anyway. He's lost a yard or 2. He's not quite the same player, but I'll be brutally honest, his forward passing is really good, and I think him pinging balls into Waltermore, that could be like a little unlocking of doors, that, and I would like to see that happen at some point. Look, does he take the German out? Maybe he does, but I wouldn't be against that either.
No,
I think
wouldn't be against
Saturday, I think if I prioritise the next 10, well, no, not even 10 days, is it? Next 8 days, I think Tottenham's more of a priority than Benfica. Fulham is as well. This is the least priority of all the games in the next week.
You think?
In my opinion, that doesn't mean I'm right. That's just my opinion.
I
would rather beat Tottenham than beat Benfica. If you can only win one of those 2 games, I'll beat Tottenham instead of Benfica.
It's a hard one though, because if you've got ambitions of getting to the knockout stages, you've probably got to go and beat Benfica tomorrow night.
Yeah. That's fine.
So it's almost like
you've still got another 5 games though.
I know, but then
Premier League have got another 30 games.
No, but they're all. If you look at the table now, which I know none of us really want to, if you keep on a bad run now, you are getting cut into the bottom half. The gap is already opening.
Yeah.
Like Newcastle have to win to keep up with what's ahead of them now.
Yeah.
You can't fall 8, 9, 10 points behind where you want to be. If you start falling that far behind, you never catch it up. So if they don't start winning in the Premier League in the next 2 or 3, the season's gone. It's knackered. Or you're relying on a really unsustainable run of games like they had last season and they've done previously. But you can't be relying on going, I don't know, the stats, like ridiculous winning runs or ridiculous unbeaten runs, which their season last season was really average with a huge, amazing run, which was beyond anything anybody could have expected, that propped the season up, plus a cup win, which I'm not complaining, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
But the bits either side, the bit at the end and the bit at the start, were this. It was what's happening now. It wasn't any better or worse.
Yeah.
Probably this is slightly worse, actually. But it was very similar.
Yeah.
And I don't think they can... I've seen those people putting out there, they were 12th in December, whatever. I really think that is so dangerous to get to that point.
I think the run went on.
They'll not catch up again. You can't do that every year.
No.
They have to be in touch in December, not clawing their way back, because having to go on 6-game winning runs at this level when the league's a bit more even and there isn't as much rubbish at the bottom, and apart from Arsenal, I don't think there's a really, really good team in the league this year. I don't know, I think everybody's got a bit about them. So you're probably not going to get runs where teams go 8-9 games where they win them all, and I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Well, that's the thing, it didn't really happen last year. Longest winning streaks we were talking about, the 3 teams that got the longest winning streaks last year, 6 wins in a row with Newcastle, Forest and Wolves. Like the big teams
didn't do it.
The historically top of the table teams weren't doing it.
No, but I just think relying on that is so dangerous.
No.
So then to even look back on that and go, I know, but last year, but how did they get out of that? They went on a really ridiculous winning and not losing run that was remarkable and beyond anything they've ever done.
Yeah.
So I just don't think you can fall back on that and go, I know, but what did they do last year? Because look, teams don't really do that very often. So that was a bit of a flash in the pan, probably. That length of run and quality of opposition and quality of results. I mean, they went away all sorts of places, didn't they? And won in all competitions. I just think it's a dangerous precedent, that.
Yeah.
So I think, for me, the Premier League now, when you've got home games against teams, I mean, Fulham are right next to them in the division. That's a game you've got to win. Yeah. That's not because you're going to be challenging with Fulham at the end of the season. Hopefully, Newcastle will be much better than Fulham. But they have to win that game because it's a home banker. And I would take a win in that game over a win in this one. And that's a big shout as well, but I would. I'm really worried about the Premier League form. So for me, it's become a huge priority. But that's not the first time I've said it on this channel.
Win both. Win both.
I want to win them all. Should we just win them all?
Yeah.
Win both like I did last time.
Yeah.
We'll take away the ads, Dom.
Just do that, yeah. So on that note, we'll be speaking about the controversy that's riled us up, ahead of tomorrow night's
Wind me
game.
up, I'm ready to go, yeah.
So we'll be doing that after a quick word from our Geordie Journal sponsors. Here they are. Comply IT Limited. Worrying about disposing of your old IT equipment? Don't be. Comply IT handle everything. Secure collection, detailed tracking and certified data destruction. That's Comply IT Limited. Four Rivers Financial Planning offer holistic financial advice for all stages of life, ensuring your plan remains robust and adaptable in the ever-changing world we live in. For 21 years, JLM Travel have been offering great deals on package holidays and cruises, plus low deposits and free kids places are available. Branches at Maingate Team Valley and Front Street Wickham. RJ Building Surveyors is a trusted RICS accredited family-run firm with over 15 years of experience specialising in residential surveys and valuations. Based in Yorkshire, their expert services extend nationwide. Whether buying, selling or seeking peace of mind about your home, they've got you covered. So those were our Geordie Journal sponsors, 4 sponsors, in the links in the description below. There's also the Geordie Journal shop if you want any early Christmas presents. Nice t-shirt, jumper, various things. Check out the link below. But yeah, tomorrow night's game. Bit of news from UEFA.
Yeah, you'll have to see it.
The match officials have been confirmed. You may have seen it. It's Szymon Marciniak, of course, the referee, who fans may know from Newcastle United's 1-1 draw at PSG, which was sort of marred in controversy with the late penalty decision against Tino Livramento. Kylian Mbappe scores a penalty. Newcastle denied a famous away win in the Champions League that would have seen PSG finish bottom of the group. Newcastle would have advanced either automatically to the knockout stages or at least stayed in Europe via the Europa League. But not only that, it's Thomas Kwiatkowski, the VAR, who went, no, that's an actual handball, going against all the UEFA rules and regulations, going, no, Szymon, you check your VAR monitor, that was a handball. Yeah. And then Marciniak checked and went, oh yeah, it was.
I hope when you write his name in tweets you're putting asterisks in his name because it's a swear word where I'm from. That he is an absolute, the pair of them two. He needs to I hope he's read the rule book. I hope he's read the bloody rule book today, because he needs to be on it tomorrow. He robbed this football club of earnings. He robbed these fans of something really special. The greatest away result, apart from, I know people are going to come in, Ushpestosa, etc. Yes, I get it. But in terms of prestige, this would have been the biggest European result this football club's ever had. It was remarkable. Going away to a Goliath of European football now.
They won the Champions League 18 months later.
Yes, and going and beating them on their own turf. It would have been remarkable. Yep. And two men robbed Newcastle United, this football club, not only of potential PSR concerns and worries. They might not have had to sell Elliot Anderson if that.
Oh, you're right.
Hannah. They might not have had to sell Elliot Anderson, Yankuba Minte, if he had pulled his bloody finger out.
Because that would have been an extra.
It could have been. It could have been. He derailed. I mean, it should have been better financial plan.
He is the reason why.
It should have been better financial plan. Let's not get it.
He is the reason.
He's the man. Honestly, I hope. Give him hell tomorrow. Give him heck. All of them. Where will he be? I'm shouting here. I'm echoing. Will he be in a little room here?
The VR man will be.
We don't want to
You'll be in Switzerland somewhere in the UEFA base, probably.
Make sure he hears you.
Oh, yeah. Exactly, aye.
Research his name and shout it really loud with lots of expletives around it. Give him hell. Give them hell. Get into them. I want to win all the games. Never mind win one of them. That was a hypothetical. I want to win all the games. Get right up the referee as well. Don't make him team. I want the players to feel that and go out and make sure it's not a refereeing decision this time that affects a football match. Make sure it's not a fine margin. Go and score some goals. You've got it in your capability. You haven't become bad players overnight. You've got it in your capability. I hope the manager has sorted it out. Got them, he's not going to be able to have done much, but just instilled a bit of confidence, a bit of belief. I don't think this football team, having lost its figurehead, has lost all of its confidence as an attacking unit as well. Because the bloke who's come in, he doesn't run in behind like the other one, but he holds it up better, and he's scoring better, and he works harder. So they haven't lost that much. Why do they look like they've lost so much? I think they'll win though. I do think they'll win tomorrow. I do. I'm confident of it. But I was meaning if I prioritise, I would probably go for this is bottom priority. But yeah, the referee for me, I think I hope would never see that bloke ever again. So give him hell. He deserves it.
Is it right?
He was a disgrace.
Is it right that he's been appointed to a Newcastle game again though? Because he was literally dropped.
He was dropped from
I think it was the guy in VR. He was dropped for the following night. He's meant to be on like Real Sociedad at Leipzig, I think it was. And then I wrote that down in my copy. I think it was. I know it was.
I know.
And then match day 6, all the officials got dropped any games.
So they deserve to be.
UEFA had to get involved. This is wrong.
All the officials in Europe, you picked the guy and his team that cost Newcastle their most famous, potentially their most famous away win in the Champions League,
and cost them a fortune.
Yeah,
in the process.
And Elliot Anderson.
Which is
the official Geordie journals, what we're saying.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Szymon Marciniak.
Szymon Marciniak, you cost this football club Elliot Anderson. So every time you watch Elliot Anderson performing brilliantly, which we love. I know people who know him. He's a fantastic bloke, and I hope he does really well wherever he goes. I'm never sure he'll end up back here, but I know he would. He would definitely wants to be. He'd walk over broken glass, hot coals.
Yeah.
He'd walk over hot glass to get to come back. But I just don't know if it's going to be a priority for the team next year. Well, anyway, you lost him because of that bloke who's going to be walking out as the referee.
Is that the official?
Yes. That's what we're saying.
Right.
It's going on a tangent. Is he one of your 4 horsemen of the refereeing apocalypse for Newcastle?
Yeah, definitely.
Any more?
The bloke in the VAR?
Aye.
He can be in it. I don't know. Who else is there?
Keith Stroud?
You know me. It never. Who was that bloke who did the penalty thing?
Keith Stroud?
Was that Keith Stroud? Was it Richie's penalty where it was like...
Yeah, he scored it and it was like that.
He's went order a retake and said, give a free a goal kick. Was it a goal kick to person?
Has he ever refereed a game?
I think he has.
He's still in the EFL,
he's sometimes fourth official. I always, if I'm right, to think Keith Stroud of Burton controversy fame.
Yeah, I remember that. I was here. Were you here?
Yeah, I was at
It's a disaster. Richie
made amends
though.
Like, no one knew what was going on.
That is the worst refereeing decision I've ever seen.
Was that promotion season?
Yeah. There was another one that season, Steve Martin, Nottingham Forest.
The
red cards and penalties and that.
You're right,
at Forest, aye.
It's a good memory.
Darlow saved 2 penalties.
Aye.
I remember, aye. Shelby got sent off.
Yeah, Paul Dummett as well.
Can't remember Dummett.
They took the lead with 9 men, didn't they?
Aye, they took the lead with 10 men, and then I think they held on with 9 men until late on. Nicholas Bentner scored, I think. And then Jamal Lascelles' own goal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Henry Lansbury was the pantomime villain that day and came here Aston Villa and got absolute pelters.
Did he not ball something up on the line? Or did he give a penalty away?
An own goal, I think.
It was an own goal.
Newcastle official Twitter page that day just zoomed in on his face with into the net. It was it was beautiful. So yeah.
Hey, we go off on tangents here. So we've got 3. Who else?
No, it's Steve Martin. Right. It's Keith Stroud. Yeah. It's Szymon Marciniak and it's Thomas Kwiatkowski.
You remember
incredible. You're incredible.
Those are the 4.
That's you can speak Polish, can't you?
I probably butchered the pronunciation.
Yeah, you probably have. Yeah. He actually does speak Russian though, fluently.
God help us if we ever sign a Russian.
He did Russian GCSE at Heaton Manor, didn't you?
It's too much information.
Sorry, am I giving too much of your history away? You also did Polish, didn't you?
No.
Well, it's going to be wasted, that chant. I've told you to shout at him as he walks out.
We should learn you cost us Elliot Anderson in Polish.
Should we get a bit of cardboard made tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll do a bed sheet. Should we do a bed sheet? to do a bed sheet for the press box.
Oh.
I think that might get a banned.
Yeah.
I'm up for it though.
No.
Right,
Yeah.
enough off. We'll have to get back because Jose
Aye.
will be here soon, money.
Jose.
If Jose says out, we'll jump back on. If it's anything really newsworthy, if it's just run of the mill stuff, you'll probably catch it in the Shields Gazette Newcastle World, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go, and we'll get this video up as soon as possible. So do give him hell. Do click the bell if you like all your Geordie Journals content, and do follow these two guys on Twitter and myself if you can find one, because we do.
Links in the description as
Yeah,
well.
we do bits and bobs on there too. Right, so like, comment, share, subscribe for all your Geordie Journals content. And we will, if Jose is boring, we'll just see you tomorrow. And if he's not, we'll see you in the morning. Both be tomorrow. Anyway, good night, good morning, good evening from the Geordie Journals.